Hey everybody, this is Gus G, and you are watching Via Nocturna.
Hi, Gus. Before we start, let me say that this is a true honor to be doing this interview with you. You are a big inspiration for me for all you've done throughout your career. And congratulations for your new album, Quantum Leap. Can we say that this new album is a quantum leap considered to your previous?
Mm, yeah, I think it is because it's my first instrumental record. Um, so I've done instrumental songs before, but never in the form of a full album. So yeah, it was definitely a big step for me to kind of be exposed into in this way, where it's just me and my guitar. There are no voices this time. So yeah, I think it's a fitting title.
And on which way, on which aspects can we see the biggest evolution?
I don't know. I think it's definitely I tried out some new things on this record. Obviously, I try to push the envelope. I always try to push the envelope a little bit with my playing. Try to come up with stuff that I didn't do before. So try to evolve my style more and more, play better, but also try to write better songs. Obviously on this record, I'm trying out to a little bit different styles as well. Some more bluesy moments in there. There's a song that's more like a synth wave kind of track. So, and there's of course obviously metal and rock stuff all over the place. So yeah, I think musically is it's an evolution for sure. I'm taking I'm kind of like branching out of the stuff that I did, still keeping my own style, but kind of like exploring some new things.
And always evolving. How was the creation process to this album? Did you change anything from the others?
Well, yeah, because I did this during the first lockdown last year, so I was yeah, I was just at home basically and just doing everything in my home studio. I mean, I always write in my home studio, but this time I didn't think in terms of who's gonna sing or who's gonna be on this album. I just kind of wrote ideas like this on my own, and I decided a little bit later that maybe I should just do an instrumental record just myself with no outside songwriters or producers or collaborators. So that was a different project to begin with, and then I had to figure out how to make an instrumental record that I haven't done before. So it was a little bit of a task, but it was an interesting experience and a procedure.
And the result was amazing in my opinion. Now, you
Thank
said
you.
before that this album is different from other guitarists' albums. Why is that?
Oh, I don't know if I did I say that.
I
I
think
said
so,
it. I think I
or
said it's
something like
different
that.
from. I said it's different from my other solo records, from my own records in the past, because before I have different guest singers in my records. Um, and what I said also was that I didn't want to make a record that is going to be one long guitar solo. I wanted it to have compositions. So I mean, that's all I said basically. So yeah, compared to my own body of work, my past work, it's different because in the past I had different people coming in and playing, different drummers, different musicians, different producers, co-writers. So this time it was just me. So it's like 100% Gus G album.
And also, Quantum Leap includes a second CD with 7 live songs. Why did you decide to include it?
Yeah, that was the live in Budapest because we recorded that show like 3 years ago, and we had mixed it, mastered it, and it was just sitting there. And we put out like a digital EP in 2019. We put it out there, and I was trying to find out a perfect kind of opportunity to release a live album. But live albums are not very popular, nowadays. So I said to the label, why don't we release this album as a double album, a double CD, and then put in on the second CD a bunch of live tracks from that show, and That way, it's a little bit like a value for money for people that buy the album. They get to hear 7 extra bonus tracks. So they thought it was a good idea. That's why.
Okay. Now, one thing that I always thought about was how instrumental songs are named. Because you see, instrumental songs doesn't usually have a topic about what they talk about. In your case, how was the naming process to each song?
Yeah, that was a very hard thing, actually. It's really hard to name a song that has no lyrics. Sometimes I have these working titles, which are kind of indications to remind me maybe how that specific idea sounds. So sometimes when I open the session file on my computer and, oh, this is that track, and so track. So that's how I kind of distinguish each track from each other. But sometimes, I try to see I try to think a little bit what is this song trying to say and what does it sound like, and if it was a soundtrack to a situation, what would that situation be like? So that's how I name those tracks, and then some other times, I keep a track of some words that I like, and I put them on a specific song.
Okay, and you throughout your career you have played with many heavy metal titans like Ozzy Osbourne, Mystic Prophecy, or Arch Enemy. With whom would you like to play or record an album later or in the future?
I would like to do a collaboration with Beavis and Butthead, the cartoon. I don't know if you know them. Maybe you're too young. I don't know. I don't know really. There's a lot of people that I would like to collaborate with, but I can't think of any right now. Yeah.
Okay. Besides Gaji, you are also in Firewind. Do you have plans for a new album with Firewind?
Not at the moment, but I think it's going to happen at some point. We haven't started writing for it yet, so I mean I have some ideas, but I haven't really sat down to develop them properly. We're just focusing on trying to play some live shows, and we're gonna try and go on tour next year. So this is the priority, for us to play some shows first, and maybe then talk about a next album.
Speaking of shows, how are your touring plans with either Firewind or Gaji? Is Portugal included?
Portugal is not included, unfortunately. I don't know why we always get left. You guys get left out. We haven't been there in 10 years, but we're actually starting in Spain in March. So we're playing 5 shows there, and then in May we're doing a European tour and some festivals in the summer. And there are talks about doing more stuff towards the end of 2022, maybe some other territories in the world. But we're just trying to see how it's going to go, because right now the world is going on another lockdown, it seems. But let's see how it looks like in the spring.
I hope you decide to come to Portugal as soon as possible.
Yeah, man, we'd love to.
And now, changing a little bit the subject, in 2019, you presented Greek's 12 points on the Eurovision Song Contest. How was the experience of being part of such a renowned contest?
Yeah, it was fun, man. It was they called me from the national television channel network, and they wanted somebody who's a bit more alternative to do the 12 points announcement, so they found a heavy metal guy, me. So it was interesting because instead of talking, I played more. I had my guitar there, and when the camera shows and you're supposed to say the 12 points go to, you only have like 10 seconds or 20 seconds, and I just played something, I just shredded, and then I said, okay, whatever, 12 points to somebody. And it was just a fun thing. I mean, I was in a studio, in a television studio, and on a green screen, and it was just nice to work with people and do that. And it was something different for me. It was fun.
And what about the participation under your own name in the Eurovision Song Contest? as Gaji representing Greece, for example?
Yeah, I don't know. It depends. Everything depends on the kind of deal you're offered. I don't know how these things go. I haven't really gone after that. I mean, it's a big promo opportunity, obviously, for anybody. It's a good promo opportunity because you get to tour Europe and appear on a lot of big networks and radio stations and stuff, and it'll possibly give you some extra work if you look at it like that. I mean, look at what's happening with that Italian band Maneskin right now. They're just, they're really taking over right now. But it can go both ways. Very rarely you'll get to do something like most of those. A lot of the artists that are appearing on Eurovision, they're nobody remembers them. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. You have to think about it, if you get offered that. I mean, I have not been offered to do that, but if I do, we'll see. I'll think about it.
But it is like a thing that you would like to do if invited?
I'm not the kind of guy who's going to, try to get that. I'm not going to go after that. If they come to me and they ask me, I will definitely have a discussion about it and be open-minded about it. I would like to check it out, and if it's a right thing and the right song, yeah, why not? Yeah.
Okay, now going back to Quantum Leap, if you had to rate all your albums from all your career, including Firewinds and Gaji, where would Quantum Leap be? In which position?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's definitely one of my best albums that I've done. One of my most mature albums, but I mean, I'm proud of all my work. It would be like in the top 10, maybe, I don't know if it's top 5, but definitely top 10 records up there. I've done a lot of records too, so yeah, so it would be in the top positions.
Okay, that's it. Thank you, Gus. Do you want to send any message to your Portuguese fans?
Yeah, well, we missed them all. We hope to be back in Portugal and play. And I know some Portuguese words like caralho, but maybe all the other stuff that I know is even worse, so I shouldn't say it. But yeah, man, thanks for the interview, and I'm hoping we can come back to Portugal and play at some point. So thank you all for the support, for listening and supporting us for all these years.
Okay, that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.